It's not bullshit. It's true. It's absolutely true.
In this episode, between the Alberta Next panel heating up in Edmonton last week and Pierre Poilievre beating the longest ballot battle last night, things are heating up in this country, and we're just about to get started. Buckle up, Canada. My name is Dan, and welcome back to Unfiltered. If this is hitting home already from that opener, do me a favor, tap subscribe, share this video, and let's get into the showdown that's shaping Canada's future. And while you're here, let me know in the comments what province you're watching from, and do you think Canada's heading towards more unity or division? Okay, last night, Pierre Poilievre back in Parliament after winning Battle River Crowfoot, but this wasn't just a victory lap. It was a roadmap for where he wants to take the country. He started with the personal, pointing to what folks in Battle River have been going through under a decade of liberal policies. Families watching bills climb, jobs in all sectors vanishing, and the future, frankly, feeling smaller.
But this incredible region and its amazing people have suffered terribly over the last 10 years. I've seen the main streets that have been hollowed out and the trades workers who are underemployed because there is just not the work as the federal government has attacked the oil and gas sector and favored foreign producers.
Then Poilievre pivots when on the attack, ripping into Carney's first 157 days, saying things are worse and accusing him of sending MPs home in the middle of a trade war. That's just not theater. That's calling out a system that a lot of Canadians say just doesn't work for them. Watch this.
Over the last 10 years, liberal policies have sent crime, immigration, housing costs, inflation spiraling out of control. Now, they promised recently that things would be different. But under Mr. Carney and his 157 days in office, they've only gotten worse. There have been many announcements and meetings, many photo ops, and a lot of jazz, but not a lot of results. He sent everyone home for a summer vacation. He sent them home even though the deficit is spiraling out of control. Inflation is up, elbows are down, no resource projects are underway, and the housing crisis worsens as builders can't afford to build and buyers can't afford to buy.
And Poilievre closes out by laying out his answer, the Canada Sovereignty Act, pipelines, ending tariffs, and strengthening the economy. Big promises, but let me ask you, do you think this is the plan Canada actually needs, or just more political noise? Drop your province and your thoughts below in the comments.
Conservatives will fight to put Canada first, and we will work with anyone from any party. We continue to extend our hand to Mr. Carney and say that we want to work with any party to put an end to the tariffs and get a fair deal for Canada. In fact, we're proposing solutions, nonpartisan solutions, that will help strengthen Canada's hand. For example, we propose a Canadian Sovereignty Act to take back control of our economic destiny. This act would legalize pipeline construction, rapid mine approvals, LNG plants, nuclear plants. It would get rid of the industrial carbon tax, the EV mandate. It would ensure that Alberta could continue increasing its output of oil and gas. It would pave the way to get pipelines built right across this country, and it would eliminate capital gains tax when you reinvest your profits here in Canada to bring back hundreds of billions of dollars investment. This is an idea I hope the Liberals will steal, because our purpose is Canada.
That's a bold plan from Pierre Poilievre, but hang on. This is what Ontario Premier Doug Ford said about the possibility of a Pierre Poilievre win and headed back to the Parliament.
Let's Team Canada. Let's put our political stripes aside and start working together collectively on large infrastructure projects, on other areas that he can cooperate with the government. The person I'm working with right now is the Prime Minister of the day. And as far as I'm concerned, he's doing a really, really good job considering the position he's been put in.
Team Canada praising the Prime Minister? That's not the tune a lot of Canadians wanted to hear. Just imagine hearing Poilievre rallying the West, rallying Canada, and then Ford turning around and hugging Ottawa Next. The clash of messages is exactly why the Next exchange lit the room on fire. Do you think Ford is being a realist here or just playing Ottawa's game? Drop your province in your comments below. And then came the fireworks in Edmonton last week. The Unfiltered brand. It's about asking tough questions, and Albertans did exactly that last week in Edmonton at a stop of the Alberta Next panel. Here we go.
Alberta Next panel was promoted with the goal of strengthening Alberta's economy and ensuring its future in confederation and not to promote separation.
Absolutely.
The email supplying this address says we can speak only on topics that advise on how Alberta can strengthen its sovereignty within a united Canada.
You bet.
Yeah.
Premier Smith's answer? She doubled down that her first bill was within a united Canada and that she's never said she supports separation. Now that may calm some fears, but for others, it felt like a dodge. What do you think?
Well, my very first bill was Bill 1, which was Alberta sovereignty within a united Canada. It was the very first action that I took when I became Premier. And I can tell you that one of the things I have to do when I travel internationally, because I am also Minister of International and Intergovernmental Relations, is to let people know that we have one of the most decentralized federations in the entire world. So when I go to Mexico and speak with Pemex, and they want to know about fracking, and they want to know about their gas development, they want to know about pipelines, they want to know about natural gas, electricity, they shouldn't be going to Ottawa. They should be coming to Edmonton and Calgary to find out how it is we do it and how we can collaborate.
If you're getting fired up by what you're seeing, here's how you can support the channel. You can buy me a coffee. The link is below here, and every coffee fuels more unfiltered truth like this. But the night's crescendo in Edmonton wasn't about sovereignty. It was about healthcare. You don't want to miss this.
Checkups are not just some superfluous treatment methods that are overshadowed by surgeries and more invasive procedures. They are absolutely critical. And the more barriers you put between people and their doctor, the more people will die. So my question for this administration is this. Why do you believe that you know better than every healthcare expert in this province and this country? Why do you think we should have to fight tooth and nail for our right to healthcare?
That is frustration boiling over, and it's just not policy talk anymore. It's people demanding answers on a system that some feel decides whether you live or die. That raw tension spilled across the room. But the Premier of Alberta, she didn't back down.
Hang on. We'll restart the clock. Premier, you wanted to say something.
I don't want people yelling about healthcare and saying I'm not answering. When I got elected as leader in February of 2023, I signed an agreement with the federal government for a long-term 10-year funding agreement, which committed to the principles of the Canada Health Act, which says no one can pay out of pocket for medically necessary care, which means doctor's visits and surgical visits. So we have a 10-year agreement that is ironclad with the federal government. That's what I've signed on to, and that is what we have committed to. The COVID shots were delisted. They were defunded by the federal government. They were defunded by the federal government. Okay. The federal government was paying for them for the last 3 years, and they defunded them. And so we had to make a choice about how to best provide those services to those who need them the most without wasting $234 million, which is the equivalent value of the amount of COVID shots that were thrown away over the past 3 years. It's not bullshit. It's true. It's absolutely true.
Now, let's be real. That healthcare question, it came from someone who, granted, is a cancer survivor, but sounds pretty much out of touch with the reality on the ground and what's really happening. But what stood out is how Premier Smith held her ground. And that makes me wonder, would other premiers have backbones to do the same in that situation? Drop a super thanks under this video if you think this conversation matters, because it tells YouTube this isn't just noise. This is the debate Canada needs. So what did we just watch? Pierre Poilievre laying out a sovereignty plan, Doug Ford siding with the Prime Minister in Ottawa, and Premier Danielle Smith defending her ground, and some Albertans screaming over sovereignty and healthcare. That's Canadian politics right now, unfiltered. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share this video with someone who needs to see it, and drop your province in the comments below. Is your province feeling the same frustration, or is this just an Alberta thing? Let's keep building this national conversation together. Don't forget, you can follow us on other social platforms as well. Unfiltered is on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and X. All the links to connect with our community is in the description below. My name is Dan. Thanks for watching. And if you're interested in more videos from Unfiltered, check out this one right here. It's called Could Canada Be at a Crossroads? We'll see you in the next video.